Good morning, everyone. Happy Tourism Day. We have a lot going on here in tourism today, and we're excited to be here. I'm Diane McGraw. I'm the Executive Director of the Office of Travel, Tourism, and Film, and I'd like to welcome all of you here today for a special announcement. Would like to give a special welcome to Mrs. Corbett, First Lady Mrs. Corbett, who has joined us here today for the announcement. And I'd also like to recognize some other special guests that are here with us today. Representative John Payne, who is here, the Majority Chair of the Motorsport Caucus. We have Carl Wilgus, who is the Executive Director of the Pocono Convention and Visitors Bureau. Representative Marcia Hahn is here with us as well. State Police Commissioner Frank Noonan. Representative Rosemary Brown is also with us here today, so thank you so much for joining us. As I mentioned, Mrs. Corbett is here, First Lady, as our Pennsylvania's first tourist. Mrs. Corbett is always ready and willing to help demonstrate her support of Pennsylvania tourism industry, and together with Governor Corbett, recognizes the importance of our industry to the Commonwealth's well-being. Today we are celebrating National Tourism Day, and later this morning we will kick off our Pennsylvania Tourism Summit, where hundreds of tourism professionals will gather for the next 3 days to discuss important issues on how to market the Commonwealth for domestic and international travel. Each year we celebrate and support many exciting events that are held throughout Pennsylvania region, but today the First Lady will help us also announce an exciting event that will take place 1 month from today right here in Harrisburg. Now, I would like to just go a little bit off script. When I first joined the tourism office last year, I had 2 weeks onto the job, and my first assignment was you have to take the governor on a kayak tour throughout the regions of Pennsylvania. And I was also told that my responsibility in the tourism office was to help the First Lady come to various events and work through her office to book the events. So when I first met the governor and Mrs. Corbett on the kayak tour, I was a little nervous because I was 2 weeks into the job, and I extended my hand to Mrs. Corbett and said, I'm not sure, Mrs. Corbett, but I'm the new state tourism director, and I think I'm in charge of you. And Governor Corbett said, really? Tell me how you make that happen. So that was my first introduction to the First Lady. So now I would like to welcome and give a warm welcome to First Lady Susan Corbett.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us this morning. One of the first events that I did as First Lady was with the tourism industry, and they gave me the nickname of First Tourist of Pennsylvania, and so I've had a lot of wonderful opportunities, and I use that title whenever possible, and if I want a front row seat somewhere. So as Diane mentioned, this is National Tourism Week, and in 1983, U.S. Congress passed a joint resolution establishing the first full week of May each year as National Travel and Tourism Week. And this time-honored tradition was first recognized nationally in May of 1984, and 30 years later, it is still celebrated in Pennsylvania and all across the nation. So in 2014, Pennsylvania and the nation recognizes this week, May 3rd, May 11th, as National Travel and Tourism Week. Here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the proud home of our nation's original capital city and host to an assortment of natural wonders and resources, rich in history, arts, culture, professional sports and events, and metropolitan allures, we continue to honor this annual tradition. And we take this opportunity to celebrate the strength and diversity of our statewide tourism products and our tourism partners. The wealth of Pennsylvania's tourism assets and the work of our tourism partners have earned the Commonwealth the highest growth rate of domestic and international travelers since the recession. Our statewide tourism industry tops more than $40 billion in economic impact, supporting more than 470,000 Commonwealth jobs directly and indirectly. And this is not by accident. As I stand here today, joined by strong Pennsylvania partners and job creators like Brandon Igdalski, who you will be meeting soon, and the Pocono Raceway family, and so many other great Pennsylvania tourism ambassadors, I am confident that Pennsylvania's tourism days are very best tourism days are yet to come. And the governor agrees. He also recently stood with the Pocono Raceway family to congratulate them on the astonishing economic impact they have on the Commonwealth as a whole. Pocono Raceway added $257.5 million to the income of Northeast Pennsylvania residents. They created approximately 2,752 new jobs, directly and indirectly. They generated almost $15 million in tax revenue for Pennsylvania state government and another $8 million in revenue for the local and federal governments. Congratulations and thank you, Brandon, and all of our Pocono Raceway friends and family. NASCAR is a time-honored tradition all across the nation and the world, and the governor and I are proud that Pennsylvania hosts one of NASCAR's greatest tracks, Pocono Raceway's Tricky Triangle. On Thursday, June 5th, Governor Corbett and I invite all NASCAR fans, sports enthusiasts, families, and friends to join us as we kick off the Pennsylvania NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, also known as Pocono 400 weekend at the Pocono Raceways with the first of its kind Pocono Raceways Hauler Parade. I know when I heard it, I said, what is a hauler parade? Which will begin right here in Harrisburg. So this hauler parade will feature between 15 and 20 hauler trucks, including Pennsylvania's very own Ganassi, Penske, and Hendrick teams. These incredible haulers, a raceway driver's home away from home, will be staged at the Farm Show Complex for general public viewing from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on June 5th. Then the parade of haulers will drive through the Capitol complex where the trucks will pause for pictures as they pass the state Capitol building. For previous races, Pennsylvania has drawn some of the largest hauler parade crowds in the country as fans stop and in some case tailgate along Interstate 81 to watch the trucks drive by to and from Pocono Raceway. Now, I have to tell you, the governor has obviously visited the Pocono Raceways for many times, but I had my first experience there. I got to tour a hauler truck, and you have to see them to believe. In fact, you have to see the whole spectacle. It's unbelievable and so much fun. But with such enthusiastic hauler fans, our administration, along with the Pocono Raceways, created an event that will allow NASCAR fans to experience all aspects of this spectacular pastime up close. So today, it's my honor to stand with our Pocono Raceway partners to officially welcome the NASCAR season to Pennsylvania and kick off what promises to be a very promising summer tourism season. Thank you very much. We're going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, that's so funny. Thank you, Mrs. Corbett. And before I introduce our next guest, I would like to give a special welcome to my boss, our Deputy Secretary of the Department of Economic Development, Carolyn Bozer-Newhouse. So, Carolyn. Okay. And now I would like to introduce another important public figure who has made significant strides in his new role as mayor of the city of Harrisburg. Mayor Eric Papenfuse is another friend of tourism and has demonstrated his enthusiastic support by helping us stage this exciting event for Harrisburg, the region, and for the state. So please welcome Mayor Eric Papenfuse.
Well, on behalf of the city of Harrisburg, I am here to say that we are tremendously honored and excited to be hosting this hauler parade. I think when the organizers first came to my office, they came in with a little bit of trepidation. They weren't quite sure what to expect. And I greeted them with incredible enthusiasm because as the father of two young boys, now 10 and 5, we have seen cars probably 20 or 30 times. And this is the first time I've had a press conference where they were actually excited and they asked me questions. What's going on? When is this going to be? These haulers are amazing. They are technological marvels. They have tremendously deep fan bases for each of them. And they're going to be stopping right here in Harrisburg. And even more than just coming to the farm show and stopping, we thought, let's connect the farm show with the city. That is part of our tourism strategy as we move forward for Harrisburg. And the idea of having a parade was the perfect way to do that, leaving the farm show's parking lot, going over the Maclay Street Bridge, coming around, touring, spinning past the Capitol complex, stopping for pictures, and then heading back out to 81 and onto the raceway. It's an incredible opportunity for the city. It's amazing that we haven't done it before. I hope it's something that we can do regularly. And one more word. I think this particular parade has a real opportunity to help inspire the youth of Harrisburg. There's so much science and engineering and physics that goes into racing. We're really excited about what we've asked the Raceway. They're helping us put together a series of worksheets for youth at various age levels that if you fill them out correctly and you learn a little bit more of the science of NASCAR, you'll be able to turn them in at the farm show to me for fabulous prizes and free tickets and everything else. So it's a great opportunity to bring us all together and to really showcase an amazing, amazing raceway that we have here in Pennsylvania, but also that positions Harrisburg as that strategic stopping point along the way, and that's what we'd like to be. So we welcome the Haulers Parade. We're incredibly excited to be hosting it here, and we thank you all for coming this morning.
Thank you, Mayor. We actually dubbed the name of the parade the Haulerberg Parade in the office, so it may become a new tradition. As our list of friends continue to grow, we can't forget an important asset to Pennsylvania and the family who has contributed so much to the Pocono region and the state. For the past 49 years, the Pocono Raceway and the Mattioli family has made significant contributions and generates significant economic impact to the state of Pennsylvania, while helping to also keep us in the national spotlight. We can't thank them enough, and here to expand on the Hauler Parade event is President and CEO Brandon Idofsky.
Morning. I don't even know what else to talk about. They kind of hit everything we're here to do. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for letting us have this fun day that's going to be coming up here next month. Like they said, the haulers, when you see these things rolling down the road, it's really cool. I mean, here's these full color, totally advertised. I mean, if you've ever seen cars, it's even more impressive in person. But to have them all here in Harrisburg, to make the loop through the city, and then we'll continue it up 81 to the track, it's going to be an impressive feat. And where we were talking about the fans, the hauler drivers, there's 43, there's 40, they're moving 43, but they say they travel all the country. The one thing that they're always amazed at when they come through Pennsylvania, even when they're going to other races past us and they have to come through PA, are the amount of Pennsylvania fans that line the overpasses day in and day out when they know those haulers are coming. There's no other state where they come out in droves like they do in Pennsylvania. And it's amazing the fan base we have here in Pennsylvania. People are always amazed when I say there's more racetracks in Pennsylvania than any other state in the country. There is a tremendous fan base of race fans, whether they're NASCAR fans, IndyCar fans, motorcycle fans, drag fans. They just like racing. And Representative Payne can definitely talk about that, as the Motorsports Caucus has learned over the years. But when we draw 85,000 people for our races every year, and representing 14 countries and 49 states, it just goes to touch on the tourism of what motorsports brings to the state of Pennsylvania, and it's exciting. And race fans love to give to those that give to the sport. And to be able to have this opportunity here in Harrisburg to bring the haulers down here, let the fans come out and see them up close. It's gonna be a fun afternoon to see that view as they come down Third Avenue or 3rd Street there in front of the Capitol building, get their picture taken. It's going to be a tremendous sight, and I welcome all the fans, all the residents of Harrisburg to come out and join us for the afternoon. And thank you all for being here today, and we're looking forward to this great time. So come on out for the Hauler Parade, and then come on and join us up 81 and 80 there on that following Sunday for the Pocono 400 as we kick off our season here of racing in Pennsylvania. So thank you all for your time today.
So, thank you, Mrs. Corbett, for being here with us today, to Mayor Papenfuse and to Brandon, and all of you for joining us for this exciting announcement. So please mark your calendars for June 5th and join us at the Farm Show Complex and at the Capitol Steps when the Hauler Parade hits the streets of Harrisburg for the first annual Haulerburg Parade. So we do hope that it will be an annual event. So that concludes our announcement today. If we have any questions for Brandon, be happy to address those. Okay, I think we're good, and thank you all so much. Have a good day.